Shalom, giving all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakakwadash. Shalom to the 144,000 and the rest of the elect out there. Shalom to you all. Anyway, I'm going to entitle this video The Fulfillment of Revelation 20, verse 2. And I'm going to read from the first verse into the third verse and the fourth. I may jump over the fourth verse. The first three verses, I may go into most of this chapter, or I may wind up going into the whole chapter, but the main focus is on really the first three verses. So let's see where the Spirit takes me. Revelation, the fulfillment of Revelation, chapter 20, verse 2. The fulfillment is the Dark Ages or medieval times. And this is what, this is information. I'm going to go to Google. I put in the Dark Ages. I didn't put in medieval. Some of them call it, some historians refer to it as Dark Ages, others medieval times. But they all agree that medieval times and the Dark Ages is the same, whether they use, either or. So it says here from the first verse, I'm gonna pull out some words. I'm gonna pull out dragon, serpent, devil, Satan. I may even go to the Bible Hub, the commentary. Give me a second. Okay. Starting from verse 1, Revelation 20. And I saw an angel come down from heaven, having the key of the bottomless pit and a great chain in his hand. That chain, this is referring to Yahweh Shai. It give you references to Yahweh Shai. Let me see if I can get it. Let me do it this way. Let me do Let me put this phrase in. No man can open. See what comes up. No man can open. See what comes up. Okay. Revelation 3 verse 8. I know thy works. Behold, I have set before thee an open door. The open door is given to the elect. And no man can shut it. Vocab Malone, Abu, you cannot shut this door. Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, open this door for the elect, and no man can shut it. For thou hast a little strength, and hast kept my word, and hast not denied my name. You had Abu talking about, well, the name Jesus is long before your made-up name, Yahweh Shai. Well, during the time of our Lord when he was on the earth, did anybody call him Jesus? There was no letter J. The J came about, as we said in previous videos, the letter J, the letter J came about in 1524 by a man by the name of Trissino. And he was known as the, what's the term? I mean, if you look up his name, you'll see it. He was known as the alphabet that he came up with, which is an extension of the Greek and the Hebrew and so forth, is what was said. He's the father of Renaissance, the Renaissance alphabet or whatever. So he added, I believe it was 4 more letters. J was one of them. J was an extension of the I. Even in the blue letter, or even if you go to Google, the true name of Jesus Christ, they're going to tell you from the Greek, from the Hebrew, and from the Greek and from the Latin. The Greek is Jesus, and the Latin or the Spanish, Puerto Ricans they'll say Jesus, and they didn't say, nobody ever said J. J, like I said, J came about in the 1524. I remember we used to say back in the day, we used to say that the letter J came about in the I believe we said 1600s, and most dictionaries would say that. But we found out the Spirit had jumped on me and come across Trissino, and that was during the year of 1524. I keep saying that, right? So this is how you know it's talking about Yahweh Shai, because he opens doors and he closes doors. When you open up a door, you gotta use a key. He has the key, and he has the chain. Represents us being under the curses. Is a chain. The chain that binds us are the curses. You can't do whatever the hell you want to do, because you got to answer to Esau. And that also goes into matter of fact, let me just look up the word chain or change. I'm a lousy speller. Okay, chain. I don't know why I put the G up in there. Hey, this guy. I'm watching the CNN with the mute on. This guy, Joe Biden, looked like he's ready to drop dead. Don't be surprised if he drops dead in the next couple of days. He's knocking at death's door. Or death is knocking at his door. Okay, chain. "13 times. Psalms 73 verse 6. "Therefore pride compasseth them about as a chain, violence covereth them as a garment." Everything this man got, he got it through violence. Oh, I love this one. Lamentation, we got to start using this. Lamentation 3 verse 7. "He hath hedged me about that I cannot get out." Remember the movie Get Out? "He hath made my chain heavy. The chain are the curses. So when it says, let me jump here. Let me hold this. I'm gonna go to the previous verse. Okay, let me do this. I gotta look up chains, which I'll do in a minute. Chains of darkness. These bodies that we're in, these are chains of darkness. But we woke up, but we still have the chains on us. But we understand why we have the chains on us. Esau couldn't fight. He couldn't break them chains because the Most High, Yahweh Shai, chained him up with that spiritual chain. Okay, he hath hedged me about that I cannot get out. He hath made my chain heavy. Seventh verse, let me come to the top. Jeremiah shares Israel's affliction. Oh, this is beautiful. He hath, you got to read it from the first verse. I'm in the second verse. He hath led me and brought me into darkness, dark ages, right? Chain, but not into light. The truth. Now we're woken up to the truth. Only the elect. Only the elect. Surely against me is surely against me is he turned. He turneth his hand against me all the day. So we're under these curses. My flesh and my skin have he made old. That's free radicals. Inflammation. He have broken my bones. Scattered Israel. He have built against me and compassed me with gall and travail, curses. He have set me in dark places. This place, Babylon the Great, is a dark place, but our eyes are open. We went through this hell, the curses, and our eyes are open to the way that we're living under Esau. So we're happy because we know why we're in this condition. See, Jake doesn't know why they're in. Jake looking for a reparation. You ain't gonna get no reparations. Esau is not gonna give you reparations. He's not gonna give you a check. So you might as well forget it. True reparations is if they put you into slavery, they got to go into slavery. They got to give it to you all. It says, as they that be dead of old. You get old and you die. Free radicals take over. Inflammation takes over. What is this? Inflammation and acidity. He have hedged me about that I cannot get out. He have made my chain heavy. So if you got big muscles and you can push that chain off you, the Most High put heavy chains on you. Also, when I cry and shout, he shutteth out my prayer. And what he did was he took the name. Going to the history after we went from the wilderness, Most High gave us the law, statutes, and commandments, told us in Deuteronomy chapter 28 and other scriptures that if you don't, do the will of the Father, these curses are going to come to you. So we went into various different captivities, but we always had the name. But this captivity, the Most High said, I'm going to take the name. So he gave the name back. So now that we know the name, we call on the name Yahweh, Yahweh Shai. If all Israel in America can all call on the name of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, the Most High would take this place down overnight. So you got guys like Bishop Nate that holds it. We're in hell because of Bishop Nate. That's why we're in hell. So you wondering when the Most High going to come? Well, ask Bishop Nate. He has enclosed my ways with hewn stone. You know, prisons are made out of stone and chains and bars, right? He have made my path crooked, my path hard. I'm looking at this shit on CNN. Wait a minute. Jeffries reported on meeting with President speculative and uninformed House Democratic leader. Okay, so you got this guy, Jeffries. He's the head of the Democratic Party, the Jake. Yeah, you can see that this place is done. And Bush, Trump, he definitely should come in, and he will usher in the MOTB and the destruction. He was unto me as a bear lying in wait. Yeah, you don't want to be walking in the woods, all of a sudden a bear come out of nowhere. Shit, that's your ass. And as a lion in secret places. He hath turned aside my ways and pulled me in pieces. He hath made me desolate. He hath bent his bow and set me as a mark for the arrow. Even bitter words. That's another precept, right? So this goes into the curse, right? Jeremiah shares Israel's affliction. So now we know why we're afflicted and we can get out of this thing, but Jake won't listen. So fuck niggas. Fuck them. Fuck you if you don't want to call the true name of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai. Comfy did it, and where is he at? Well, he's good now because he's in the spiritual realm. He's not going to burn in hell. His black ass is going to come back, and he's going to be good. So anyway, let me come back over here. Make a chain, for the land is full of bloody crimes. That's over there in Palestine. And the city is full of violence. That's what's going on right now. Let me do this. And I will give it into the hands of strangers, other nations, for a prey, and to the wicked, Esau, of the earth, for a spoil, and they shall pollute it. They over their land, they polluting the land. And they're gonna get blasted the hell out of there along with Babylon the Great. Those are the two places that are going to be utterly destroyed, but Israel will be built back up. And that land that they're in is not all of Israel. That's not all our land. Our land is a lot more land than that. Read Genesis 15. And the vision that Abraham had, they go into the land that we're gonna have. That little plot of land, they just have part of it. They don't have the land that they're supposed to have because they're not the people. My face will I turn also from them. He's gonna turn his back on us, and then he's gonna turn his back on Esau. Because Esau being on top is a blessing. You think these multi-billionaires and these trillionaires are not blessed? Bear me for a minute. My secret place for the robbers shall enter into it and defile it. Y'all defiled the land. Y'all polluted the land. That's why it's got to be cleansed by fire. Make a chain, for the land is full of bloody crimes, and the city is full of violence. Wherefore I will bring the worst of the heathens. Who's the worst of the heathen? Esau. And they shall possess their houses, our houses. I will also make the pomp of the strong to cease. The strong is Esau's military. He's going to destroy his military, weaken his military, and their holy places shall be defiled. That represents us being defiled, but now it represents these people. In the book of Amos, chapter 9, I believe that's the 10th verse, it said, the eyes of the Lord are upon the sinful kingdom, and it shall destroy it from off the face of the earth. That was talking about Israel. But now it applies to Esau. So, let me come on back. See, Eve was under the curses for 1,000 years, really more than 1,000 years, for a 1,000-year period, which is the Dark Ages, from 500 AD to 1500 AD, for a 1,000-year period. But you can also go back to Constantine the Great, and you can really go back to 96, because that's when we started to take this man down. This man had some type of power, but he was losing his power. Just like he's losing his power right now. Okay, now let me put in the word chains. Second Peter 2 verse 4, for if the Most High spare not the angels, we are angels in bodies. We are angels in bodies. When you die, you get your angelic body back. You die, you go to the spiritual realm, you see that light, you don't want to come back. If the Most High said you can come back, nope, I don't want to come back. You can come back and I can heal you. You'll be 20 years old. I don't want to come back. Paul said he saw things that were unlawful, which meant he saw things that he couldn't put into words. It was so marvelous, so great that he couldn't even put it into words. But cast them down to hell. Hell represents the grave. It represents a pit. It also represents a condition. Noah in the belly of the fish was in a hellish condition. He was wondering whether he was going to live through this or be digested in the fish's system. He said, oh my God, I'm going to die. But the Most High, spared him from that, scared him, and delivered them into chains of darkness. That's us right now. We got them stony hearts. We sin. You ain't got no business telling the people keep the laws. As they come in and learn, you keep the laws. They don't even know. They don't know law number one. And you the same guys that say keep the laws and don't even keep the Sabbath. To be reserved unto judgment. So Israelites, we all went through the judgment. Jude 1 verse 6. And the angels, which that's us, and the angels, Esau are angels on the left-hand side. Edomites are demons in bodies. And the angels which kept not their first estate. What was their first estate? The spiritual realm. But left their own habitation, the spiritual realm. Apostle Paul said, being dead, which is far better. Oh, look at this guy. This old corpse. Biden. Biden faces more calls to exit race amid new COVID diagnosis. He's coming out that plane looking like he's ready to drop dead at any minute. And you got this guy, J.D. Vance, which he's select vice president for Trump. And there's records of him talking shit about Trump. He said he can't stand Trump. But that's how the political world, they play like they're friends. Same thing with the Roman Empire. These devils are through. You can see them. You can see them. You can see that they're through. Yeah, who's this Latin chick? This Latin news reporter. They got to put her on a lot more. What's her name? What's that girl name? Let's see if she's married to an Edomite. Anyway, anywho, it says Jude 1-6. I'm in between doing this video and watching CNN. Oh, that's a guy. Just get a coffin and lay his ass in there, man. He'll go to sleep and not wake up. This guy's he's the walking dead man. Dead man walking. Jude 1 verse 6. And the angels, which are us, which kept not their first estate, our first estate is the spiritual realm, but left their own habitation is the spiritual realm. He hath reserved in everlasting chains. But wait a minute. Everlasting chains. Are we going to be in chains forever? No. We're going to be in chains for a long time. Unto darkness, unto the judgment of the great day. So now let me look up the word everlasting. Okay, the chick's name is Priscilla Alvarez. I'm going to see if she's married to an Edomite. Anyway, we're going to look this word up. Hey, these news people, man, they look funny. They look like moving mannequins. These fucking blockheads, I call them. You got Kamala Harris. Please don't put her up there. Don't have her run against Trump. Trump is going to stomp her out. Like the pinche bug that she is. I'm bugging. You got to bug out sometimes. Okay, so let me look up the word. Let me look up the word everlasting. Let's listen to it.
Strong's G126, Idios.
Now they say eternal, everlasting. No, it just means a long time. Let me go to the root. It ain't giving me nothing. Everlasting, if you understand the scriptures, is talking about, depending on the context, is talking about for a long time. The curses are going to be on us forever, meaning for a long time. So the curses are coming off of us and they're being put on Esau right now. So let me come back over here. The chains of darkness, but we have the chains on us, but we're in light. We see the light. We know what's going on, and we know what's going on. But we're still in chains, but our eyes are not darkened. So the chain that Yahushua shackled Esau with was that time period. And that showed you that the Most High ruleth in the kingdom of men. And he laid hold on the dragon, that old serpent, which is the devil and Satan, and bound him 1,000 years. Now we know that this is talking about this physical counterpart of the spiritual demon Satan. So we're going to pull out some words. This is for you newer women, men and women, excuse me. Dragon. Let's look up the word dragon. Spake as a dragon. Dracon. A dragon, a great serpent. A name for Satan. Well, Satan just means adversary. Another name for the enemy. Dragon's only mentioned in okay. Bring it back one more time. Okay, Trump tells crowd, God was with me after Raleigh shooting. Yes, he was. He was with you. Because you got to fulfill prophecy. Which God are you talking about, though? Where in the hell am I? Okay, so let me come back over here. I'm sorry. Let me do it this way. So dragon, old serpent. Let's look up the word serpent. Well, serpent goes back to the garden, which represents a man, which is the devil. Diablos means slanderer, false accuser, like Vocab Malone and Abu Kamar. Those are two devils, prone to slander, slanderous, accusing falsely. And they try to play this thing. See, I broke GMS, but now he's begging, can we have a sit down, please? Can we just have a sit down? Because he's losing his power. No Israelite want to deal with you no more. Okay, let me see. Accuser, slanderer, cause of God may be said to act the part of the devil or to side with him. So the spiritual demon, who's siding with the spiritual demon Satan? Esau, the elite of Esau. And Satan, let's look up the word Satan. Satan. Satanas. adversary, which means enemy. One who opposes another in purpose or act, the name given to the prince of evil spirits, the inveterate adversary of God and the Most High, the power, the Yahweh Shai. He incites apostasy. Yep, apostasy. Look that word up. From the Most High, and to sin, circumventing men by his wiles, his tricks. The worshiper of idols are said to be under his control. By his demons, he is able to take possession of men, that's the spiritual demons, and inflict them with diseases. By the Most High's assistance, he is overcome. On the Messiah's return from heaven, he will be bound with chains. Oh, come on, man. Come on, Blue Letter. Come on now. So they're saying when the Lord come back for the second time, he going to put the devil in chains for 1,000 years. On the Messiah's return from heaven, he will be bound with chains for 1,000 years. But when the 1,000 years are finished, he will walk the earth in yet greater power. But shortly after, he will be given over to eternal punishment. Blue Letter doesn't understand. They don't understand. And it's the same crap that the bishop was teaching. That's why he ain't teaching it, because we got on his ass. He's the Gog and Magog, like the two different entities. When he taught that, you notice he ain't spoke about that. No, he probably speak about it, this weekend. Sometimes, what we do is we are Bishop Nathaniel's conscience. That's a topic for you, whoever want to take it. We are. You know, you have the devil on one side and the angel on the other side. GMS represent the angel on the right-hand side, trying to get this guy right. You're teaching this hell doctrine, you're going to burn in hell forever. And he knows he done effed up. You know you done effed up. But he's afraid to say, bring it back, because the people will say, well, wait a minute, every time this guy says something, GMS get on him, then he start teaching what GMS teaches. It's the Cornelius thing. How they teaching it? The Cornelius thing is not eating my. So he got to shut up sometime. He got to shut up and sit his ass down. All right, we're your conscience, man. You watch all of our videos, just like you said. I watch all of your videos. Okay, so let me come on back. I'm sorry. And he laid hold on the dragon, Esau, that old serpent, Esau, which is the devil, Esau, the leader Esau, and Satan, Esau, the Edomites, and bound him 1,000 years. That 1,000 years is not talking about when the Lord come back. He gonna bound the devil. They gonna come out for a little season. We understand the scriptures. You scholars do. You don't understand the scriptures. You understand some of the scriptures, because you're not prophets and you're not Israelites. So it said 1,000 years, and cast them into the bottomless pit. That's Europe. How do we know that? Matter of fact, you know what I'm gonna do? Let me do this. Let me go to bottomless pit. See how many times that comes up. Revelation 9:1, bottomless pit is Europe. Revelation 11:7, let's see what that says. The beast that ascended out of the bottomless pit. The beast came out of the beast is what? NATO and the EU nations. (17). The beast that was that thou sawest was and is not Roman, and shall ascend out of the bottomless pit, out of Europe. The beast system is going to come out of Europe. Bottomless pit, and shut him up, and set a seal upon him, spiritual seal, that just like the Most High put us in chains and set us a seal upon us, we are not over this man. We are not over this man until the Most High puts us over this man, brings this man down, and gives us power to be over this man. And in 1,000 years, Esau is not going to break them chains and come get us. Gog and Magog. They're not going to. We're going to be, first of all, they're going to be working. I'm going to work their asses 23 hours a day to get an hour rest. How the hell are you going to think straight? Huh? And plus, the spirit of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua is going to be among men. It says in 1 Corinthians chapter 6, the first couple of verses, it speaks about us judging angels. So the angels are going to take a nap. Most High going to take a nap. Yahweh Shai going to take a nap. Man, sit down with that shit. That's what happens with Nate he's trying to be deep. And them zombies eat that shit up. That he should deceive the nations no more. So when did he stop deceiving the nations? I'm going to go into it. During the time of the Dark Ages. They had no power back then. Till 1,000 years would be fulfilled. 1,000 years represent what? The Dark Ages, and even before that. You can go as far back as 325 to almost 1500. And after that, he must be loose a little season. He's loosed already. He's loosed. That's what the 7 and 8 verse is talking about. Him being loosed. Which I'm not going to go into this whole chapter. So now, getting ready to land this plane. Now, I put in the Dark Ages. Then I can close. It said the Dark Ages is a term used to describe the early Middle Ages or the entire Middle Ages in Western Europe. Remember, you had 2 kingdoms, Western Europe and Eastern Europe. You had the 4, if I'm not mistaken, you had the 4 tetrarchs, which I believe 2 of them, they were co-regions, rulers, but it turned into 2, a Western Empire and an Eastern Roman Empire. Western Roman Empire fell, and the Eastern Roman Empire kept going. That's where Constantine and them came at it. As a matter of fact, I should look that up. Let me do this. Bear with me for a minute. Google. Come on, man. There we go. The Eastern Roman Empire.
According to Wikipedia, the Byzantine Empire, also referred to as the Eastern Roman Empire, was the continuation of the Roman Empire centered in Constantinople during late antiquity and the Middle Ages.
That was Jake. What was the Eastern Roman Empire known for? What did the Eastern Roman Empire, why did the Eastern Roman Empire collapse? Let's see what that is, which is also known as the Byzantine Empire. Over the subsequent centuries, the Byzantine Empire shrank to a small sliver of former expanse. Yeah, because we were coming, the Mosai was taking the chains off of Esau. This was driven by a wide variety of problems, including civil wars, defeats in wars, economic problems, and religious divisions. And who came and took over? Esau. That's when the 1,000 years was up and the devil was released. So you can understand. Okay, it says founded in 330 AD. You can really go back to 325. 325 actually. I don't know why they put that up there, but that's 5 years difference. Emperor Constantine, or Constantine the First, Constantine the Great. Late Middle Ages. Okay? Jake was ruling. Dark Ages. Let me do this. Oh no, I don't have to do that. You got the four tetrarchs, which one of them, Constantius, was the father of Constantine the First. So we're talking about, let's go back 50 years or something like that. But even before that, we were ruling. Putting out the vibration that the first Jake, emperor of the of Rome, was in 96 A.D. Nerva, one of the first of five good emperors, because they were doing right by the people. When Jake is in their right mind, they'll do right by the people, and that's when Jake was in high positions, man. Okay, so where am I? Let me see something. I'm seeing gunmen posted ominous message ahead of shooting. They talking about the shooter that shot at this guy. They're trying to, do some. They got the CNN is showing the video of this guy on the roof before he shoots. So they got now they have to admit that they fucked up. Anyway, let me read this. I'm a little all over the place, but that's my style. The Dark Ages is a term used to describe the early Middle Ages, or the entire Middle Ages in Western Europe, after the fall of Western Europe. So the continuation of Eastern Europe was, another way of saying it, is the Byzantine Empire. The four tetrarchs were a part of if I'm not mistaken, the Western Empire and the Eastern Empire. And the Eastern Empire thrived. They went down because the Most High pulled them down to have the devil come back into power. Roman Empire, the period is often, you see that they made the movie Gladiator. We're going to be talking about the movie Gladiator. We're going to watch it and we're going to talk about it, man. We're going to critique that movie. You can see that they got Denzel playing Emperor Marcanus. So they had to say, we got to get a Jake up in there. Because they know, Esau knows that Jake ruled. The period is often characterized by economic, intellectual, and cultural decline. Of who? Of Esau. Like he's declining right now. He's declining economically, intellectually, culturally, and otherwise, and etc. Decline. The term was coined by Italian humanist Petrarch during the Renaissance. When did the Renaissance start? Renaissance started going into the mid-1300s, into the 1400s, into the 1500s. That's when Esau started. That's when the Moors were in power. They took down the Moors. The last stronghold of the Moors was Granada. And the king, if I'm saying his name right, Badu El or something like that. If you go to the last king of the Morris Empire, they'll give you the guy's name, which he was a Jake. It says Renaissance to highlight the work and ideas of humanists, which are Edomites, who were reviving classical learning and culture. What do they mean by reviving it? They were bringing back the pagan Roman Empire back, because Jake had took it. Jake took it over. The Dark Ages are generally considered to have lasted from 500 CE, or the current era, to 1000 CE, which is a lie. That's only 500 years. Or, this is the correct one, or 500 to 1500 AD. That's your 1,000 years. That's your 1,000 years. And it really started like 200 years before that. And we started to take this devil down back starting in even before 96 AD. You had Jakes in high positions in the Roman Empire during that time period. Julius Alexander, whatever his name is, I can't, 3 names. Julius Alexander, I can't remember his third name, but he was the general that took down Jake. But they gave the credit to Titus. But he was an inexperienced general. It was Alexander Tiberius. I forget his other name. Julius Alexander Tiberius. However you want to put the names together. He was a Jake that grew up as a Jake, circumcised on the 8th day, but he said, no, I like the Romans. I'm going to get with the Romans and I'm going to kill my people. He knew he was an Israelite. He was raised up in a Hebrew Israelite family. But some say the period lasted from the 5th to the 14th century, which is 1,000 years. Some characteristics of the Dark Ages include frequent warfare, the virtual disappearance of urban life, the movement of barbarian peoples into the Western Empire. That's the empire that went down the Eastern Empire, which is also known as the Byzantine Empire, including the Huns, the Goths, the Vandals, the Bulgars. These are the original 10 horns. Check that out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. They didn't mention did they mention the Visigoths? They didn't mention the Visigoths. They didn't mention the Ostrogoths. And there was one more. That's part of the list. However, some say that the Dark Ages weren't so dark. For example, the horse collar revolutionized agriculture and transportation and metal horseshoes, and Jake came up with all that. Became common in 1000 AD. That was Jake's inventions. Scientists, which were Jake's, also believed that a medieval warm period took place from 900 to 1300, which combined with advances in farming technology may have led to an agricultural boom. That's when Jake was ruling. It was the bubonic and the pneumonic plagues that weakened us. Let me give you some more. The Dark Ages is a term for the early Middle Ages, gives you the years, or occasionally the entire Middle Age or ages. In Western Europe, after the fall of the Western Roman Empire, which characterized it as marked by economic, intellectual, and cultural decline. Esau had went down. But you had Jake's in power during the Western Empire. Esau done been went down. He was kicking him in the ass. Dark Ages, which Jake was ruling, were called that name due to a supposed period of decline in cultural and science. There was little written documentation from the period, yeah, because you wasn't running shit. You wasn't documenting any goddamn thing. To prove otherwise, the Dark Ages were characterized by feudalism, the introduction of the plow to farming, and the Black Death. Now, the Black Death, which brought back the Edomites into power, but it was all by the hands of the Most High. He took the chain off of him. I said the Dark Ages is a term, the early Middle Ages, or occasionally the entire Middle Ages in Western Europe after the fall of the Western Roman Empire, which characterized it as marked by economic, intellectual, and cultural decline. How many years was it? Dark Ages? Well, they say 900 years. It was over 1,000. What happened to Christianity during the Dark Ages? In the Middle Ages, the church launched the Inquisition, which was a campaign of persecution targeted against those who did not conform closely with Catholic teaching. They were killing them. They were burning them at the stake, and they were torturing them and killing them. Our church saw its great challenge yet erupt in 1517. Now, this is when Esau came back into power. This is after the 1,000 years. He must be loose a little season, which marks the beginning of the Protestant. Oh, that's where vocab comes in. He's a Protestant. Matter of fact, I was raised as a Protestant. So anyway, with that, got a little history lesson there. With that, I'm going to say shalom.